Hi all, my name is Stacy Dysart and I am going to present using Google Forms for student assessment. Our goal is that you will understand the basic steps for creating a Google form with a variety of question types and how to adjust this basic form to use as a classroom assessment. Rationale, teachers are obviously very busy people, so having something that's automatic, like a form that's grade gives a grade automatically, is going to save you a little bit of time. It also saves you some paper, and not only does it save you paper and it's good for the environment, but it gives you an electronic paper trail rather than a piece of paper that could be lost in a variety of situations. And then after students take the quiz, they are able to be given instant feedback versus, taking a week or so to hand back a piece of paper. So they'll know automatically whether their answers were correct or incorrect. So today, I kind of already covered this, but I want to show you how to create a basic Google form, add multiple question types, turn that form into a quiz, choose correct answer options, and assign point values. That's the assessment part of it. And then at the end, I'll kind of give you a few options if we have time for sharing the quiz with students and options for grading and record keeping. So, as after you watch this screencast, I want you to walk away with the ability to use Google Forms as a means of assessment in a variety of subject areas. So, we're going to jump right in. So, you are going to need to go to Google Forms. You can do that in a variety of ways. You can either go to the search bar and type in Google Forms, and it'll have a button to direct you to Google Forms, and you'll have to log in through Google. You can use your waffle in the corner to also go to Google Forms as well. But I'm already here. So this is what your Google Forms page looks like. At the top, you can add a blank form, or you can go ahead and say you want to do it as a quiz and do a blank quiz here. To start off, I want to show you some of the quizzes we used this for last year. I mainly did our vocabulary test for second grade on using Google Forms. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of what that looks like and how you can look at responses. First of all, anytime that I did a Google form, I always started off with email address of my students. It was very difficult for them to type in their email address accurately, so I just created a drop-down menu of their email addresses, and they chose their email address and they also chose their name. Later on, when I give you the options for grading, this is helpful when you have their numbers and their name. This is helpful for putting their information in order for the grade book. And then after that, I just have their questions and answer options. So after students take their quizzes, obviously they're able to see their total points. And I'll show you that in a little bit and how I created the quiz. But it also gives you some information of who's taken the quiz, how they did, and different things like that, what kind of answers they got. And so you could essentially use just Google Forms as your quiz. You can look at individual responses and see the student and how they did individually, and that can be the grade, or I'll give you a different option at the end. So let's jump right in and kind of see how to create a blank quiz. So I have one created for you, and I'm just going to show you really quickly how I created that. I just went to blank quiz at the top, and then I did 2 questions. Sorry, I have an extra question here. 2 questions here for you. And so I'm going to go down to this bottom, and I'm going to add a question at the bottom. So number 3, I've already started by asking, what is your favorite animal? What is your least favorite animal? I want you to tell me what your favorite pet is for this option. Okay, so after I type in the question, I can choose what kind of question type I'd like. Here are my options for choosing that. As you can see, I went with multiple choice most of the time when I did, but we also had sometimes when I did check boxes if I had more, or a drop-down menu, drop-down menu if I had more than, 3 or 4 options that I wanted to give the kids. So we're going to stick with multiple choice for right now. And I'm going to type in my options, cat, bird, and all I'm doing is pressing enter to get to the different options here. Fish, dog. Okay, so once I've created the question, I now have to go to the answer key to choose what the correct answer is. So let's say my favorite pet is a cat. And here I did want to show you that you can you can choose multiple options. So if you wanted to say that cat was the correct answer, but fish was also the correct answer, you can choose more than one answer. Okay. So I have now created that question, and let's look at adding a different type of question. So let's say that I want to say choose all of the animals that need air to survive. Okay, so Google Forms is so smart and has already changed my question type for me. But if it did not, I can go obviously and I can change it to checkbox. Here, I do want to do a checkbox option because I want them to be able to select multiple options from this. So, cat, bird, rock, dog. Okay, and then again, I'm going to go to my answer key. So I want to say that cat, bird, and dog are the correct answer. Obviously, rock does not need air to survive, nor is it an animal. Okay, so that is how you are going to add multiple question types. And for each of these, I didn't really make this clear, but for each of them, I can adjust the point values. So let's say I wanted to make something more than 1 point value, I can adjust the point values on the side of this as an option. Okay, so here's my quiz. I have already taken this once, but I'm going to show you what it looks like as a student response. So I'm going to preview it. And this is what your students will see. And there's ways to change and make their background pretty and kind of change the look of it. So it doesn't have to look like this all the time. But this is what the students will see. And so they'll go through, they'll choose their answer options, and then they'll submit it. And after they submit it, they will be able to view their responses. So automatically they'll be able to see whether or not their score is right or wrong. Oh, look, and I got all my answers right. Okay, so I can see that I got a 4 out of 4. Now on your end, back over here, I can see the responses and I can see how each student has done on their responses. So I can sift through and I can see, oh, so-and-so, because remember you want email address and name at the top. So-and-so got 4 out of 4, but other so-and-so didn't get 4 out of 4 on this. So this is a way to create a quick quiz and just a couple of options. When I use this for my students, we use Seesaw a lot in the classroom. And so I would always get the link and I would post it on Seesaw. If you use Google Classroom, you could post the link on Google Classroom. You could also go to a QR code generator and type in or copy and paste the link and create a not a Google code, a QR code that the students could then scan to be able to take their test each week or however often you take it. I always used an add-on called Flubaroo that helped me that help to grade the assignments. And Flubaroo has the option, once you create a spreadsheet, to grade answer choices by hand. So we always had the students type in a sentence, and there was no one right answer for them typing a sentence. It was an open-ended type of question. So when I did Flubaroo, I was able to grade things by hand. So I would just go get the add-on of Flubaroo, go to the Google Chrome extension store. I would get the Flubaroo add-on, and then I would enable Flubaroo in the sheet, and it would give me the option to grade things by hand. So that's an option. It is a whole other ball game to be able to teach that. So I don't want to teach that now, but I just wanted to give you that as an option. So thanks for listening. Hopefully today you learned how to create Google form with multiple question types, how to make that form into a quiz, and then how to share that with your students and use that for record keeping and grading. Okay, and so I challenge you to create a practice quiz using Google Forms. Give that quiz to your students and then reflect on your experience and see how it went for you. Thanks for listening.